What's going on, guys? I'm Steve. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If it's your first time stopping by the channel, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't regret it. You're a returning subscriber. As always, guys, welcome back, and I do appreciate the support. Like I said earlier today, happy Friday, everybody. You know what that means. The Story Time with Stock Market Steve live stream starts tonight at 7 o'clock Central Standard Time. We're going to do a bunch of John Watch stories you guys have been asking for. I had time to think back, and I got some more stories for you guys. So if you haven't made the live stream, tonight's the night to be there, because we're going to have a good time and laugh it up. Now, speaking of laughable, there's dumb, dumber, and dumbest. This guy right here, pictured up here. Man, this is crazy. This guy that you see pictured, his name is Devin Aguilar. This guy used to play college football for the University of Washington. Many of you guys have been watching a long time ago. He's 35 years old now. And he's an idiot. When you play pro sports and college sports and you the man in college and stuff, a lot of times, man, you thirst to get that feeling back of being unstoppable and having everybody like you and being the man. Some people can't let that go. I think this guy's one of them type of people. Ladies and gentlemen, this man was arrested for stealing money. So, you know what? I'm not even going to tell you what he did. Just look, and we're going to come back. This is a stupid human being. Him and his girl. Look.
New right now at 10 o'clock, a man who was once an All-American with eyes on the NFL just got out of jail after a meticulously planned armed robbery. I was going to score him more than $1 million in cash.
Your investigator Brian Moss spent months looking into this heist and learned the only reason it fell apart is because $1 million weighs a lot more than you might think.
Rebel County Sheriff's Office! Police! If you steal $1.2 million in cash and use a gun, come out with your hands up! This is the response you can expect. Sheriff's Office, you in there?
And they had planned this for 6 months. They even knew the exact day to hit when the most amount of money was going to be coming in.
I was just robbed at gunpoint at my place of work.
It was December 1st, 2021, when this cash transport company in Arapahoe County was hit. They collect cash from marijuana businesses around the state, then bring it back to their headquarters.
It was a small handgun, maybe a 22, and he cocked it. And we have a ton of cameras in this garage. It will all be on camera.
And it was all on tape. The heist recorded by half a dozen cameras. The transport van, stuffed with money, pulls in. A lone gunman dressed head to toe in black, wearing a mask and gloves, walks in after. He catches the delivery driver by surprise and holds her at gunpoint, forcing her to put over $1.2 million cash into 2 garbage bags. He struggles with the bags, but then runs off into the night.
Man, I thought I was tired.
Right? Nothing like this to wake you up.
It was orchestrated perfectly. He knew exactly what he was doing. The way he entered into the garage, the way he went around the van, the way he contacted the victim, the way he ordered the victim around. I mean, it went like clockwork because he knew exactly what to do.
Arapahoe County Sheriff Sergeant Brett Kahn oversaw the investigation.
Every square inch of his body was covered in black.
Who was that gunman who tried so hard to conceal his identity? Turns out the 35-year-old man behind the mask was Devin Aguilar, who'd been a star football player at Colorado's Mullen High School, where he was a second-team All-American.
Quick throw, Aguilar, the catch.
He went on to star at the University of Washington, setting records for catches and receiving yards.
The extra contact afterwards.
Aguilar got NFL tryouts, including with the Tennessee Titans, although he was never picked up. But how did Aguilar know so much about this business and the piles of cash that he'd find?
And you don't know anybody that might have been involved in the robbery, right?
No.
They didn't know?
Aguilar had an intimate relationship with Fawn Hoya, she said. She was the transport business's lead teller, who repeatedly lied to investigators.
There's intimate details about this robbery that he would have only obtained from somebody that works here, and that is you.
But faced with evidence of her involvement, Hoya eventually flipped on Aguilar, allowing investigators to listen in on a phone call.
They know that it's you. Don't worry about it. Just let it play out.
It's a 100% inside job.
Investigators say Aguilar's planning, detailed in notes police later recovered from Hoya's phone, might have worked, except for one thing.
He couldn't carry the money. It was too heavy for him. They didn't calculate the weight.
You see, $1,224,785.35 in cash is a heavy lift.
But you can see money back there. Yeah, look at that.
Unable to carry the cash, the 6'1", 190-pound Aguilar dropped it 700 yards from the business.
Does it look like there's a bunch of it in there? Oh, yeah. They're full.
And the gloves he was wearing that night to protect his identity, he stashed them inside the trash bags.
You left your gloves, dumbass.
But how would they know that's me?
They were placed in the bag and they were sent off, and we got a DNA hit.
Anything else you want us to grab out of the car?
The DNA on the gloves matched with Aguilar, who was also wanted for a burglary in Adams County. He'd later plead guilty to theft and armed robbery for this heist. Prosecutors asked the judge to give Aguilar 15 to 20 years in prison. Instead, Judge Joseph Whitfield sentenced the former football star to 1 year in county jail and 8 years probation. He served 7 months and was released September 2nd.
We are disappointed in the sentencing. It is not what we believe the suspect deserved, and we do not believe that the victims got the justice that they deserved.
Khan says the female victim has severe anxiety and will be traumatized for the rest of her life.
People are always going to break the law, and people are always going to do things dumb.
Afan Hoya pled guilty to armed robbery and was sentenced to 6 months in jail and 6 years probation.
Brian did speak with Devin Aguilar's lawyer, who indicated he was not interested in talking about this case or his sentence.
Guys, that's the story of Devin Aguilar and his dumbass girlfriend. And that's a hell of a fall from grace, if you ask me. Now, what's even more crazier than the crime was the amount of time he got. Said he got 6 months probation or 9 months, depending on which part of the thing you listen to, and 6 years probation. I think he did that. I think he got that time because a little bit of who he was, and I think the reason why he said he did that, they found mercy on him and they gave him that charge. It's a 35-year-old man. Was on top of the world at one point in college. Played in the pros a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, he was on the practice squad, but it still counted as you being in the NFL. And some people fall hard, and he fell hard. You know what I'm saying? But he's a dummy, and he's greedy. This is the part that cracks me up about this whole thing. It's funny because he looks stupid trying to carry that money. Said he had $1.2 million in 2 trash bags. Now, it said that man was 6 foot 190. Back in the day, I don't know what he is now. He looks skinnier than, you know, when he in them pictures. But it was so much money he couldn't carry. My thing is this. Number one, why didn't you just take one bag? Because, I mean, what you took is bad enough. They didn't think that through. That's a secured place. Lady said, hey, we got cameras in here. We got cameras in here. You'll get it all on camera. So you went up in there, through the garage door, scouted them, watched them bring the stuff back, knew it wasn't going to be nobody there, ran up in there, put the gun on her, took both bags of cash, ran out of there looking stupid as hell trying to carry the stuff, and then dropped it 700 yards because it was too heavy. And left your gloves in there, which they got DNA probably from your sweat or skin samples. Now you busted. What you think about that? This plan was a plan to fail. That place is secure. They only know that what? What did the detective say? We know that you told them, talking about this girl, because nobody knows what it looked like in here. And the only person that would know is somebody at work here. And we know he was tied to you. So we know you. And what did she do, y'all? Put him on speaker. They made a deal with her. Put him on speaker. Talked up the case. Him like a dumbass is talking on the phone with her. And he sealed his fate. He sealed his fate. Don't worry about it. Act like nothing's going on and stuff. He trying to tell her how to act. They got her dead to rights. In my opinion, she should have got more time than him. She should have. And they didn't have to make no deal with her. Why? Because they had her dead to rights, because it was an open and shut case with how he knew and her relationship with him, linking him to come and rob that place. They didn't have to make no deal with her. They just didn't want her. They wanted him. He looked stupid. Why you didn't just take one bag? You'd have made it out. You took one bag. Hell, if it's $1.2 million in two bags, it got to be half that in one, we would think. But either way, no matter what, you had a bag full of money and you know how to steal it right. That's my thing. You're going to be a criminal, be a real one. I wouldn't even want to wrong with that plan, because they already know that somebody working there was an inside person. And she called him a dumbass. You dumb too. You should have took the brunt of that time, because you put somebody else's life in jeopardy, another coworker, for your chance at personal greed. So you made that person go through PTSD and all this other stuff, all because you wanted your slice of that money he had, that he left like a dumbass. So evidently them police came quick for him to drop that money, because I'm like, 700 yards, that's a lot, carrying stuff. And you know, he kept probably putting it down. So it took what? Time. He probably heard the sirens and booked. Either way, he looked stupid. They wouldn't even get 15, 20 years. I don't know what amount of time he should have got, but I know that girl should have got more time than him, because say he went in there and shot that woman, would they still have put that thing on him? Or would they have charged her a little bit with it too? I think she would have got charged too. So they got all the money back, presumably probably a couple thousand. I don't think he left and just left it all there. But you understand what I'm saying? She set it up. He couldn't have got that money unless she had drew the plans and told him what time to come and all that. So she was the one that really robbed the place. He just did the heavy lifting. And you see where that got him, 700 feet, 700 yards down the road. And the money sitting there with gloves in the bag. How stupid can you be? I'm Stock Market Steve for the Dynamic Reason channel. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. The dumb get dumber and the rich get richer. Those of you that been with me long enough know what that slogan means when I say it. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.